Kamigawa Neon Dynasty's release is just around the corner, and spoiler season has been abuzz with discussion surrounding deck crafting and finance guessing. But this is a Vorthos channel, and while I do enjoy both building decks and gambling on card prices, my primary concern will always be the flavor and the lore of the game. Back when Innistrad Crimson Vow was the fresh hotness a few months ago, I released a 5 Things You Missed video, covering interesting flavor tidbits seen throughout the cards in the set. That video was very well received, so here I am again, bringing you 5 more insights to the world of Magic the Gathering. First up is a wonderful little treat for all 8 people who read the story. Nashi, Moon Sage's scion, is actually a recurring character in Magic's lore by this point. Nashi previously showed up during the Kaladesh storyline, and his backstory ties into the events of Agents of Artifice. When Nashi was just a child, his village was the very same one burnt down by Baltrice all those years ago, and he has since been adopted by Tamiyo. Magic has loads of recurring characters, and it's nice to see one finally getting a card. It's just a shame that it had to happen in the same set he becomes an orphan again. Sometimes when looking at a return set, people are curious about what's changed in the world itself, and one of the most interesting changes in Kamigawa itself is what's going on with the Orochi. If you've never seen the snake folk of Kamigawa before, you might be surprised to learn that they used to have legs, rather than simply being 4-armed Naga. The change to the Orochi's appearance was done for behind-the-scenes reasons, but you'll be pleased to know WotC did at least give us an in-universe explanation. The Orochi, you see, gave up their legs willingly in order to appease and continue to live in harmony with the kami of Jukai Forest after the city of Towashi sprang up. The story of how the Orochi evolved will probably end up becoming a video on its own, but just know that this tribe has drastically changed from the last time we encountered them. While we're on the topic of changes to Kamigawa, the next item on the list is a rather interesting card for me and other Vorthos. Vorthoses. Vorthosi? Fuck it. Kappa Attack Wrecker doesn't look all that interesting at first, aside from being a blatant Ninja Turtles reference, but you wouldn't be all that surprised about his presence here if you only looked at this set. However, if you think all the way back to Champions of Kamigawa, you may remember the legendary artifact Shell of the Last Kappa. Or you may not, it's really not that memorable a card. Regardless, this artifact outright states that Kappas on Kamigawa have gone extinct. Yet, here Kappa Tech Wrecker sits, bustin' bots like nobody's business. I'm curious how this species came back from extinction on Kamigawa, though I suspect it's a detail we'll never learn. Before we move on, like 5 minutes after I finished recording this video, I found out that there's another Kappa in the Commander decks, so
this is getting out of hand. Now there are 2 of them.
There's a lot to the history of Kamigawa beyond just the Orochi and the Kappa. In fact, many cards in this set are actually callbacks and continuity nods to famous characters and events from our first trip to Kamigawa all those years ago. Meet Heiko and Norika Yamazaki, a pair of samurai sisters that both serve as a callback to one of my favorite cards in the original Kamigawa block, Brothers Yamazaki. Brothers Yamazaki is a neat little flavor win. The card's effect allows you to have 2 copies of it on the battlefield, ignoring the legend rule for the sake of showcasing these twins fighting together. Over a decade later, these new Yamazaki cards serve as a nice callback to one of the most flavorful cards of the OG block. Unfortunately, they still don't have partner. Before I get into the top pick, I have a question for all of you. What is your favorite flavor text from this set? Mine personally is the one attached to Uncharted Heaven. Untouched by mortal or kami, unspoiled by their wars. Flavor text can sometimes be the best story WotC provides to us, and I'd love to hear what you all enjoy. Now then, for the final thing you missed in Kamigawa Neon Dynasty, Kamigawa has a Megazord. Or a Voltron, whatever. There are now giant anime mechs on Kamigawa, and this isn't just any mech, this is the mech. Mech Titan is legendary, is all 5 colors, and has a slew of keywords. Legendary tokens aren't an often discussed aspect of the game. Less than 20 exist total, and they're more often than not simply overlooked. But ever since I first saw the Merit Liege token all those years ago, I've been fascinated by them. Right now we know absolutely nothing about the Mech Titan. Where did it come from? Who made it? Why did they make it? What does it fight? So many questions, and I sincerely hope they get answered soon since, after all, giant robots are cool as hell. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, show your love with a like and a subscribe and a sharing of the video. Check out my Patreon page below if you want to support me directly, and if you just want to sit back and chat, you can do so on Discord. I've got my own Discord set up now just to relax and talk lore with anyone interested. Feel free to reach out because a link will be in the description below. Thanks again and have a great day.